Hello everyone and welcome to Putting Nutrition First in Zambia. My name is Josie Piri. On today's show, we tell the story of nutrition in Mbala, and virtually everything that you're going to hear will be focused on this interesting town. For movers and shakers, we meet Chief Wimbo and find out why he's championing the nutrition cause. For our recipe today, we give it a traditional zing, and please stay tuned because we'll be back right after this. Mbala district in northern Zambia, also known as Mpangaya Mambwe, home of the Bemba, Lungu and Mambwe people. Formerly known as Abercorn, this quaint little town with 213,000 people has many tourist attractions and a rich history. It is a home to the comely Lake Chila, the tall and slender Kalambo Falls, and the mystic Moto Museum. 101 years ago in this town, the German army under General von Lettow-Vorbeck surrendered to the British forces and threw their weapons in Lake Chila, marking the end of the First World War. Peace returned to the world and Mbala, but unknown to some, a war of a different kind is still raging. It may not be so bloody, but the casualties are certain and just as important. Since 2015, Mbala residents have been engaged in fierce combat with poor nutrition and stunting through the Scaling Up Nutrition program under the command of the National Food and Nutrition Commission. By all indications, victory is certain for the residents. Kedrick Sikombe is District Commissioner in Mbala and is one of those on the front line.
Stunting levels are a bit high here. Currently now we are at about 53%. But we believe with this program, in the few years to come, it will reduce beyond what we even intend to reduce by going by what the program was, what we are saying. Mbala in stunting levels is high, but meanwhile again it's the most productive area. Okay, we locally produce a lot of foods, but now the reasons why we are still experiencing those stunting levels is something that is undesirable. But there are measures that have been put in place. The first 1,000 Most Critical Days program started way back in 2015 here in Mbala with our own coordinator, Madam Nankamba, whom you know very well. But now, what has excited me most, and why I've believed to say obviously the stunting levels will drastically go down, that we have come to embrace, that group approach, the multi-sector approach, where all the line ministries, Ministry of Agriculture, that is through the DACO's office, Health, Community Development, Local Authority, and the other implementing sectors have come on board to apprehend, or rather maybe to ensure that we move as a team to ensure that stunting levels are dropped, even with the DWASHA committee from the council. The approach has been very, very good. Equally myself, I don't spend much of my time in this office. I go around and interact with the people. And this one program that has excited me a lot. I move a lot because of the same, to see to it that I think the program is being owned by our people. Of late, we used to have problems where when you introduce something to the community, they will still continue talking about it as if maybe, this one is that, or maybe these chickens we are seeing here that have been given to us, or that pond that you see from there, that is a sun pond. Those are sunny chickens. Those are sunny goats. They pass on the things. So I think we are trying to do the BCC, that is behavior change in our communities. We are trying to impact the knowledge in our people to say, whatever you receive in your community, please own it as yours. Please ensure that you keep them safe so that you benefit your children, you benefit even some of your community members. Even the information that we are giving to you, please pass it on to some other people who had no chance to receive it from us. That's what we are doing. And people have received it extremely well. A lot. Even just the feeding habits. People have known how to balance their diets using their locally produced foods. It's another achievement that I'm seeing in my district.
Chrisabel Nankamba is responsible for coordinating an array of nutrition activities in Mbala. As Sun District Coordinator under the National Food and Nutrition Commission, she narrates the story of nutrition in Mbala and its hallmarks.
I can summarize the story of nutrition just in a few words: behavior change. All that we're able to see now in Mbala with the nutrition status, we're able to see that there's that behavior change, that has positive behavior change that has taken place in our district. Way back we had a lot of myth around the food which was there, and not just the myth, and also the kind of food which was produced in Mbala, or let me say the food that is produced in Mbala would be sold off. Everything would be sold off by our farmers, and they will have food insecurity. So but right now we are able to see that right now when a farmer gets their produce, they're able to see that whatever the first priority that comes is consumption, and the rest, that is what they sell. So whatever that I get from the farm produce, the first thing that I need to look up is consumption of that food, and then the surplus is what I'm able to sell. So the nutrition status in Mbala has been brought about, the change, behavior change, through also the multi-sector approach. Because when you're looking at nutrition is very robust, and you need everybody, all the key players to come on board. So I've got all these key line ministries that have come on board, and they are all trying to disseminate different nutrition sensitive messages to our people to change our nutrition status. So slowly the behavior change of the people has positively changed. And even when you go for a meeting, before any meeting is held, before anything starts, nutrient sensitive messages are given. Any platform that is given, there are nutrient sensitive messages. Now, even we're getting feedback from the community. It's not us who are always taking always implementing the activities, but also from the community, we're able to get the feedback. The way mothers are taking their children for under 5, it's now a must. I don't need to push a mother to say, can you take your child for under 5? But they are doing that voluntarily. Even if the place is very far, 14 kilometers, a mother is able to walk because they know the impact that is there when a child is taken for under 5. So the behavioral change process for us has been a key, like for Mbala, because we're in a place where I've got a lot of food. We worked with different stakeholders, and in that I can say we have formed up different structures in the district in order to combat malnutrition. So starting from the district level, I've got a DNCC. At ward level, I've got WNCs. And also now I've taken it down to the zonal levels, because when you look at the wards are very vast. So they've been also broken down into zones. So I've got the Zonal Nutrition Coordinating Committee. And from the Zonal Nutrition Coordinating Committee, we've got the volunteers there, the community volunteers. And also those community volunteers have been the key stakeholders in the issue to do with nutrition. And not just the community volunteers, we're also looking at the traditional leaders. We have got our nutrition champions who are leaders, the chiefs, we have got also the headmen, the village secretaries. So it's like almost everyone has gotten in the boat to talk about malnutrition. So in these stakeholders, if we are not there as a district, we know that the ward Nutrition Coordinating Committee, they are there, and the volunteers are there. And we're not just looking at the volunteers from one angle, for example, Ministry of Health. No, we're looking at volunteers from all the key line ministries. When you look at agriculture, we're looking at the CAC, Community Agricultural Camp Committees. We're also looking at the PTAs, that is Ministry of Education. We're looking at the Water and Sanitation Champions. We're looking at also the IYCF volunteers, the GMP volunteers that have been brought on board. So all these are key stakeholders in their capacity in the issue to do with malnutrition. So our gratitude goes back to them, because in nutrition, in the scaling up nutrition, we're trying to target the household, and we're trying to converge at one household.
The call for families to retain food stocks and sell only the surplus is echoing throughout the land. It resonates well with 45-year-old Derek Kanchule Sichilima, a father of 12 who tills the land and reaps from its abundance. If you give a man fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach him how to fish, you will feed him forever. This maxim sums up an important chapter of Mbala's nutrition story, that of increasing people's access to readily available protein through fish farming. Memory Chisha, the agricultural assistant, and Derek Sikasula, a community volunteer, explain more.
After stocking these fish ponds, actually the whole essence of so doing is to come up with a lot of fish which will be a source of protein to our community. And we are doing so, we are targeting our target group is the lactating mothers, pregnant mothers, and children under 2 years. But even the community doesn't mean that those cannot benefit. Even the community at large, they are also able to feed from it.
Kwali kusansamuka kumukukalamba sana kusansamuka chakuti anchimumuzi yatapano kutoloka pano yalola bivine yatatala yalola navyazi kwene yatapana yamukuti yatapano kunyompota twatawetekedi nituma mwakanya mwesi mumakumana yani muzisasa jali mupakuta ma first ne twatape kuzombola insu.
In every war, allies are indispensable. For Mbala, Radio Luswepo, a shining star and the only community radio station, is such an ally. It is a lifeline for behavior change and is fully engaged in sending out life-changing messages on nutrition to the communities in its 100-kilometer broadcast radius. Meet Tabitha Nkomesha, Radio Luswepo's station manager.
The community relies on the radio station for information regarding a lot of issues. So since we started the nutrition program, we've had a lot of people from the community calling in on how the programs are helping them to have factual information on how they need to take care of their children and how to practically scale up nutrition using the available foods.
Yeah, you know, as government, I think community radio station is there for the community and is there to assist Mbala people. We are working very, very well with the community radio station crew. In a way, they also want to be empowered. And we also, certain information like this one to be disseminated, be given for free to our community members. I usually call on them. I agree with them. Sometimes they do it for free. They will call on me to go and present the same program on radio, be it a phoning-in program, like what, so that people learn more. That's what we've been doing. But this time around, we're even going to scale it up. We're going to be doing it time and again. That's what we have agreed. Even at some point, I think I talked to the DAO and my coordinator to say, I think we need also to embark on this program so that our people can learn more about this.
The cenotaph, erected in Mbala, stands as a firm reminder of all those who fell during the First World War. Today, several youth from the Talent Foundation Club are making a resounding call for support and total community involvement in nutrition through poetry.
So, make it your vision. Good nutrition improves, increase, worker productivity of our Christian nation, Zambia.
But
help the children with less disease stands, helps the government reduce on health expenditures.
may this be stand as our vision.
Vision.
Given all that is going on in the war against stunting in Mbala, what is the future outlook?
We are lucky. In the second phase, I believe, obviously, we are even going to improve further. You know, I think it was just starting. When a program starts, sometimes there are hiccups here and there. Yes. In the first phase, obviously, we encountered a number of problems, the reason being that we had, I think we had very few officers. Yeah? We had very, very few officers. For instance, in terms of the coordinator, we had only Madam Nankamba from Food and Nutrition, National Food and Nutrition Commission, but this time around, even the program itself was also provided one coordinator. And again, in terms of our implementing the line ministries, we had only these focal point persons. But for now, we have even sanities who will also beef up to that effort, to that effort that we had before. So it's a welcome move, and it's something that also has, I think, has pleased me a lot. So we are very thankful for this one. But it just stays here for some more years to come. Yeah.
5 years from now, I would love to see Mbala that is on 0%. You talk of stunting levels. Because right now, we are moving at 53.4% with stunting levels. But it's possible.
As the sun goes to bed and looks forward to rising in the morning, it holds a promise for the people of Mbala, men and women, boys and girls, especially those below 2 years of age. It is a promise of hope, success, good health and vibrancy. And for such, the locals are forever thankful and say Twa Taija, meaning thank you. Chief Rainbow is a firm believer in nutrition and its benefits. We now hear in his own words why he is championing this cause in Mbala.
Mulanduka lamba uno nemongi ntunguluzi kana mumpangane na hivi mbuga champion mumpangane mu kuri ya nutrition apa mulandu wakuti ngana no tutayomvire ningo sukunkolero tela kwati ntunguluzi yampomvu apa mulandu wakuti nga twafuluka sambize dikwene tuti nono kufuma poko vyalwa kwako kuti tukule ningo yatalize ntunguluzi kutala ya dokota kutala ya mwemwe kwene tutala ya mutala ya kweneko lene aitwa twaluza visinki vikalamba vino tungakwata benefit kuipakizia tutangete tukwate ngavino ale kusia ngakula ningo yala ya tuzumumano muntu ngatuzumumano muri vyo sikala mutuze so kino swe monge ntunguluzi nemo twayibimba sana kukuti antu yonsi yafuli amanye ukukuziana ningo pakuti kuka ntunguluzi kunkolelo angayemba yakati miti kula empanga chakuti kutala akukula ningo nisikutange kuze kuye nemo ni mililandi chakuti ndayumbe yane yonsi kwere kila kota ya mwaka yakasambirizi ukuti yafuliane nantu ya ukuti lino yakukuziana yakuzi munziri suma lino yakulishana yalisi munziri suma lino yakulima vyonsi sile nikukana na chita west vyakula vini alima pakuti kutecheka kukaponi nzala yayumbe yane yawe kulichicho pasanga anga sumba iki vyakulya yakasa kama lukuti munchende itu mukakulana asuma akwetimano asiya tuze mumano. So chikulonde kuchakuti antu tufue tuilangizi kuti swene liyo tukuomba no tukikalasile twaomba tufue tuye intunguluzi zisuma linantu yakulola kuti tukuomba ngachatu tusikuomba tula intunguluzi ya musangochi tukutungulwa tukutuli so mwensisile yonsisile ya mwene yanju mumpanga ya Zambia lakini tuye pankolelo kukuomba apa kuti tukapange antu asuma alizaya amweni kolelo alizaya president kolelo alizaya doctor kolelo ngachatu tuika asuma sano kulize kuye chimwene chipua cha uli kuomba nanda chimu. Chino ningate mwishi chakuti inkulo ndu mumpanga yanemu inalo lokuti ane akukula ningo nukusambira ningo. Pano ngechawu nsikulo la vivyo indamanyauri uti huomba tange mati huomba suka nalo lukuti ana yakulya ningo nikukula yakukula ne kusukulu yakuya pamwanda kutenga salire ningo tangeni kusukulu kwenu na nanga kusukulu atala kaombe nanda chimu kusukulu because ulizi vyakulya umumwili lakini kulo ndikuti ndola ana yakuvyalwa ningo ndola ana yakuyikusukulu ndola ana yakupasa yakulunduruka mutondo ninza mulola uiza wazee watakusambizia vino tuwasambirizie avene mkondo mumpangane vino chiye.
Ever tasted Mbala or mpundu fruit in a different way? Well, that's what today's recipe is all about as we learn how to cook millet porridge with Mbala. No sugar added. And that brings us to the end of today's show. Thank you all for tuning in. Remember to visit our website on the address given below, and also like us on Facebook and post your comments there. My thanks go to the evergreen and hardworking crew in the background. I look forward to meeting you on the next edition of Putting Nutrition First in Zambia. This is Joseph Piri saying bye now.
Nutrition is the heart of a nation.